Hey everybody, it is November, I believe it's November 18th, Saturday night, 2000.
It's December 18th.
That's what I said, December 18th.
You said November.
Wow. Wow.
We're already starting off bad. What the heck?
Wrong month. So it's December 18th, 2021, episode 9.
Yep.
I am Joseph Alvo.
And I am Michael Smith.
Please hit your likes if you like this video. Please subscribe if you want to know more about us.
Like, subscribe, comment, do all that.
Yeah, do everything that you can. We're gonna start off with a lot.
Call the cops even.
We're gonna start off with the Meyer story this week.
My bad.
Urban Meyer, by the way, who got fired from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hallelujah! Thank God, because
let me just put this in perspective. This was the worst hiring
ever
by any NFL team. The worst record by any college football head coach who headed in the NFL. I mean,
even worse than Nick Saban's attempt.
It is, and I think we all know why it was that bad, because he was starting to lose everybody. The fact that this guy wasn't even fired,
honestly,
after the whole,
he didn't start to lose everybody. No one even believes in him.
No, there were people that were still believing it.
Well, I mean, so
in the moment,
everyone felt like, yeah, this was a great hire. But then we saw his character, how he was treating his players, what he was saying to his other coaches.
And how he kicked Josh Lambo.
The Josh Lambo thing was the final straw. They were just like, no.
Yeah. The fact that story even came out now, I think is even weirder. The fact that the timing of it would just seemed a little strange.
Yeah.
But all in all, Urban Meyer has been fired.
Thank God.
As far as him coaching NFL or college,
never.
It's not going to happen.
It's done.
Again. I think Urban Meyer is done. He's going to retire. He's going to go home, be a nuisance to his family. Mm-hmm. And maybe by the time he hits 70 or 80 years old, he'll be in a retirement home somewhere in Ohio State, maybe even Florida. Maybe he'll come in contact again with that girl that gave him a lap dance back in Ohio 3 months ago.
Probably.
So that's that in a nutshell. Urban Meyer, no longer the head coach in the NFL. Who do you think will be the next head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Who's available? Let's see.
Well, it's McDaniels. You got Ryan Day.
Day.
You got Bidme, who could lead Kansas City. You could have Greg Roman, who could.
I say honestly, the best hire possibly is probably Josh McDaniels. I say.
Yeah, but
because he would help Trevor Lawrence out a lot.
Here's the thing: the last time he tried coaching on his own, I think honestly, it didn't really work out with him in Denver. But
I feel like he's done enough to deserve a second chance. No, I feel like he'll do better. But then again, he did draft Tim Tebow, and
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, he tried. He tried with Tim Tebow, but
did he though? Because at the end of the day,
Tim Tebow wasn't really.
Tebow came in after Kyle Orton failed the team, and it was by that point I think they were already out of the playoff chase, anyways.
I mean, at that point, they would have been better off just starting Kyle Orton, but Tim Tebow.
No, to be fair,
never had the proper mechanics to be a quarterback.
To be fair, though, they could have started Tim Tebow, whether or not.
And Tim Tebow only won his games because miracle.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how you got to look
at it. Did you see his throw mechanics?
Oh, his throw mechanics.
Like, it was
terrible. Oh, yeah, his throws were terrible.
That was almost like ill.
And then we'll talk about how Mac Jones' throw mechanics are a little bit off sometimes. I'm thinking to myself, did you see Tim Tebow in 2010?
See Tim Tebow?
Did anybody remember Tim Tebow at all?
Yeah.
At all?
See Taysom Hill sometimes?
Exactly.
Terrible.
Taysom Hill, another Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, Mac Jones may have some mechanics, but he's been a natural quarterback his whole life.
Yeah, but I just don't see
and he's still got a lot of time.
I just don't see it being Josh McDaniels. If anything, I can see it being Eric Bidme. I think he finally leaves Kansas City. I think he's finally, at this point, he needs a head coaching job. He needs it. At this point, he can help out Lawrence's mechanics more than McDaniels could. I think he's more of a quarterback whisperer, I think.
Honestly, Trevor Lawrence doesn't even have bad mechanics. He just makes terrible decisions.
No, but I mean, I'm not saying he's bad mechanics, but I mean.
And his O-line is ass. That doesn't help.
No, but I think at the end of the day, would Bidme's help, him being the quarterback whisperer it is. Plus, let's be honest, he's saving Andy Reid's job as it is in Kansas City. He don't want to admit it right now, but he's getting fed up with Magic Mahomes magic sometimes. Bimby's trying to limit that as much as he can. And I think here you change the scenery. You help a second-year guy out of Clemson starting next season. It makes a lot of sense here. I think at the end of the day, Bimby is the right choice. I think McDaniels, look, he's had his chance in the sun, in my opinion. He's not overall that great. I think as a head coach, as a coordinator, as maybe a GM, maybe McDaniels has a bright future as that. But as far as coaching goes, I think, look, if you want him to coach in a better situation, here's my opinion. McDaniels, I think he'd be better off in Chicago. I think he'd be better off in Chicago helping out Justin Fields out. I mean, at least
I can see that.
The Bears' offensive line, I think, is a little bit better than what they were the last 3 or 4 years.
But it still needs work.
I think it still does.
Yeah.
I think that they need a lot of help there. But as far as helping, I mean, look, in Fields, yes, he's also a rookie quarterback out of Ohio State. He'll be in his second year next year.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a better situation goes, it's not like Chicago this year was the worst team in football. They weren't.
No, that was the Lions.
Exactly. Their defense was great. It was top, like about average this year.
Honestly, it was between the Lions. Honestly, looking on paper, the Lions probably wasn't the worst overall team. Like, no, I mean, look at the talent on their roster.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I'm saying it based on like talent on the roster. Record-wise, they're the worst team. But if you look at the talent on the roster, they're not really the worst.
You have Jamal Williams, you have Reynolds, and you have St. Brown, and you have Jared Goff, and you have one great offensive guard. Your defense is terrible. They have no pass rush. Give me a break.
Compare that to the Texans roster.
That team, I think the Texans are better. I think the Texans are a lot better.
I say the Texans are the worst team.
I don't think so.
Talent-wise.
I don't think so, man. I mean, they had the talent there. The problem is you had nobody that didn't want to commit. That's the problem. At least Detroit, you had people there who wanted to commit.
Jaguars, they definitely have the talent. They just can't.
I think, yeah, they do. They do. I will agree.
They have the talent.
The problem is they just didn't believe in it.
It's where the Jaguars always have like some of the most talented players in the league, but they never win. That's the problem. They never won
because they have useless ownership.
They had one good year with Blake Bortles at QB. What was that? 2017.
Yeah.
Almost made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They almost beat the Patriots.
They could have argued. They could have.
That year was insane for them.
Yeah.
And then next year they fell back to earth.
I guess we'll never know what's gonna happen with Urban Meyer. What would have been?
Honestly, Urban Meyer is never gonna get another coaching job again.
No,
never. Not even in college.
He's gonna end up being a retirement.
And if he does somehow get a college offer, I don't know.
To me, here's my opinion. I can see him going back to Florida being a coach.
Because honestly, looking at his coaching in college, arguably he might be one of the greatest college coaches of all time.
Arguably, man. I will put Saban above that, but go ahead.
But like, yeah. If he does get a coaching opportunity, it's not going to be in the NFL.
No, and
probably in college.
And even if it's 10 or 20 years down the road, I mean, we'll see. But
nah, he'll be retired by then. How old is Urban Meyer?
57.
Yeah, he'll be retired.
You never know. Bill Belichick's going at it strongly. He might coach for another 5 or 10 years. People are saying.
Well, that's Bill Belichick. That man's a
no, I know that man's a legend at its own right. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but the reality of it is that it's just, age is just a number to some people. Look at Tom Brady. He's 44. 45.
Remember Joe Gibbs, the coach of the Redskins?
Exactly.
How old was he when he stopped coaching? Wasn't he like 70 something?
He was definitely in his 70s. I want to say it was like in his mid 70s, right around there, right around his mid 70s. All right, so I want to mention this right now. Buck Showalter, who's now the new manager now for the New York Mets this season, if there will be a season in 2022, because lockout talks are not happening. And as a matter of fact, right now, they might not be talking until the end of January now, which has been reported the other day. I will say this, though, about the Mets, though. Every year I always hear, oh, the Mets are going to do great. They're going to do well. They're going to do fantastic. And they always shit the bed. You know something? If there's a season next season, I might be a believer. I might be believing in the New York Mets. They got a 1-2 punch in DeGrom and Scherzer. Now, could they have kept Syndergaard? Absolutely. They could have done it. They had a 1-2-3 punch right there. And that probably could have won you a World Series this upcoming year. Are they a playoff team next year? Who knows? I'm kind of starting to believe, though. In fact, I might even take a trip down there to the stadium if they have a season coming up. You might see me in Citi Field. I might go see a Yankee Mets game this year. But the Red Sox aren't going to be playing them this year, unfortunately. But, I'll see the Mets play the Yankees. Mm-hmm. I'll be entertained by that one. And you know what? Maybe I'll have my homeboys with me. Who knows?
Yes, I might actually go watch that baseball game.
You might, yeah.
The last time I saw a baseball game was like
we might even do a podcast right at the game. We might even do it.
Actually, we can't do that because you know how podcasts work.
We can just give people the highlights live as it is. We could probably do a live stream from the stadium.
Nah, that's a bad idea.
How is that a bad idea?
Anyways, next topic.
We probably could do a live stream.
Shut up. Now.
I wasn't even finished about my Showalter thought, though. My thought on this one, though, is that I don't like the idea of Showalter being the manager.
You like it?
As successful as he's been before in his past in New York with the Yankees and his past basically within the American League East, I just don't think he's the right fit. I think he's not the right fit for this team. I don't think he is. I don't know why people think this is a good hire. To me, it's not a good hire. I don't like that hire at all. I just, I prefer, in my honest opinion, I would say either Pochi from the Giants, the former manager for the Giants, Francona, or maybe, who was that? Who was the other one? I can't think of now off the top of my head right now. That was managing the Phillies a while back. Oh yeah, Girardi. Girardi, I would prefer. Showalter, he's past his prime. He's past the days of being a manager. To me, he's not the right fit for that team. He just isn't. He's an out-of-touch guy. He'll definitely piss somebody off in the team. That's bound to happen because we've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen before. He hasn't. He may have. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
I don't watch baseball, to be honest.
Point is, I just don't think Showalter's a good hire. To me, I don't think it's a good idea. I just named you 4 or 5 managers right there. I'll even give you another one just for the hell of it. I would prefer
me.
Craig Counsell from the Milwaukee Brewers. Nice manager down there in Milwaukee. Fixed that Brewer team right up. They were a mediocre team beforehand. Now at this point, I can say right now, if he was managing this Met team right now, he would make this team a heck of a lot better. They would have a lot to commit to. Showalter is not a guy I think he would be making anybody commit. Sorry. I just think Showalter's not that great of a manager. At best right now, if maybe you had a younger Showalter, maybe he was in his 30s, in his 40s, maybe. But even so, I don't know why people are getting so hyped about him being the next manager. To me, it just you just got rid of an old manager 2 years ago who was a useless tool bag. Now you're bringing in another tool bag. How is that going to work for your team? How is that going to work for your team? That's just pathetic in my opinion. Very pathetic. So that's enough about that. We're gonna talk about some NHL stuff right now. I know he's not into NHL as much as I am, but this has to be said right now. There's been a lot more postponements in COVID. There's now at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that have been postponed. The Panthers Wild game has been postponed. The Bruins Canadian games has been postponed. Maple Leafs and Canucks have been postponed. Lightning and Avalanche have been postponed. And the Blue Jackets and the Flames have been postponed, all with COVID. COVID has been extremely high in the Canada area. It's been extremely high all over hockey. Bruins might be postponed
all over the sports world right now
until Christmas. There's going to be a lot of hockey games that are postponed probably past till Christmas. So that's not good. Not what you really want to hear. And really, I'll tell you who's been in the COVID reserve right now. It's the entire Boston staff that's under COVID right now. 10 players, at least 5 members of coaching, including one of the GMs. It's not a good thing to hear. Everybody has got COVID on that team at this point. Whether GMs have it or not at this point, if you're on that team, you might as well get it. You might as well have it. And another thing is Montreal's got a big spread of it too. I think it's their entire staff too, I'm pretty sure, including the players. Maple Leafs and Canucks, I have no idea who's got it in that one. All I know is it's the entire Canadian border might as well have freaking COVID. You might as well just say. Everybody, if you're in Canada right now, you're screwed. Stay inside, lock your doors, wear hazmat suits, wear a big giant white suit that they have in those hospital things that they say don't go in this room like they have in hospitals. You might as well just wear that. Put your whole house covered in plastic. Cover everything in plastic. Cover your furniture. Cover your doors. Cover your windows. Just cover everything. Cover your whole house. Say, do not come here on your front door. Because right now, if you're in Canada right now, I feel sorry for you. And I actually like Canada, even though I've never been. And I always wanted to go there.
I love Canada. Me too.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the COVID-related news. Speaking of COVID, which is never ending, and it's always sucking when you hear about COVID news, big changes in the NFL Week 15 slate right now. 3 games have been moved.
Yep, because of COVID.
Raiders and Browns have been moved from a today, which we're having today at 4:30, to Monday at 5 o'clock. You have the Seahawks and Rams game and Washington and Philadelphia game that was moved from Sunday to Tuesday. Both games are on at 7. But really, the interesting is that OBJ and Darnell Henson Jr. from the Rams have been activated from the COVID list, so they're no longer on the COVID list. which is surprising because if you think about it, really, they weren't willing to move They weren't willing to move the Packers Seahawks game, but they're willing to move this game now. Which, if you think about it, there's not a lot of people in Seattle right now who've got COVID. In fact, I couldn't even find anyone with COVID test positive results on Seattle. So I couldn't really figure out why that was. And I can't really the only thing I can figure out right now with Washington and Philadelphia is that they didn't have a quarterback. They have Garrett Gilbert, who I believe is on the Washington football team.
He was on the practice squad, and
For
they also
New England
signed
Patriots.
Kyle Schumer from
Yeah.
their practice squad too. So
Yeah.
one of those two are going to start.
Yeah. And here, I'm assuming here that they got Nick Mullins in Cleveland right now. He was, I believe he was a third string. Was he a third string? Yeah, he was a third string.
I believe so,
Cleveland,
yeah.
I believe. So I don't know why they couldn't just have him play today, but whatever. It makes no sense.
No.
This whole COVID stuff is ridiculous. And I can tell you this right now, I don't get these moves at all, besides the fact it probably will just drive in more ratings. This has nothing to do with health-related stuff right now. All this is a cash grab for the NFL to try to make their thing exciting that, we got football on Monday and Tuesday? Double rainbow. You know what I mean? Like you got to have a doubleheader on a Monday and you have a doubleheader on Tuesday. That's easy cash grab for the NFL. There's no health-related stuff for the NFL, even though they haven't changed their protocol. They're treating it like this is COVID without the vaccination all over again. Even though now at this point they're trying to plan having less tests now for the vaccinated players.
Yeah, if that's the case, business is business.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all about ratings. And if you want my honest opinion, they could have still did the games on Sunday. They could have just moved the Raiders-Browns game to a 1:00 time slot. They don't need to put a game on 5:00 in the afternoon where everyone's just getting home from work or on their way home from work anyway, and you're going to miss the game anyway. So what's the point? Right? The Vikings Bears. In all honesty, though, here's my opinion. You could have just did this, just all the way around. Just kept the Vikings Bear games on a Sunday night or Monday night, and keep the other games on Sunday. You didn't need to put the Raiders and Browns game on a Monday at this point now. It makes the game even more meaningless now at this point. It had meaning to it before when you had a doubleheader, which would have been today, and the Patriots-Colts game that's on later on tonight, which will get us into our picks in about a little bit. But I got to say this for the NFL. You guys are so obsessed with ratings. It's pathetic. The most popular sport in the world, and you got to just almost pollute it with your ridiculous COVID nonsense and excuses. And I guarantee you right now, I think Mullins knew the playbook on this Cleveland Brown team, and he could have played today. And the thing with Garrett Gilbert, you just activated the guy on your roster. You could have sent him the playbook.
I mean, he's most likely going to start
via his airplane flight from New England. You could have just sent him the playbook through a YouTube streaming device. You could have done a lot of things, but no. You had to move your game. And honestly, to me, here's my opinion. This game would have never meant nothing anyway because Washington and Philadelphia aren't going to make it. Although Washington might have a shot. I don't know yet. I'm still deciding whether or not New Orleans has a shot or not.
Nah, neither one of them has a shot.
Well, Philadelphia doesn't really have a shot, even though they're 6-point favorites this Sunday against the Washington football team.
Neither one of them, to make the playoffs, neither one of them has a shot. Sorry.
I don't think – well, you think San Francisco's have a shot? Because they're going to be homeless.
Well, San Francisco, aren't they
7-6, and they still got to play the Tennessee Titans on the road.
They may have a shot, but I doubt it. I doubt them.
And they're playing the Falcons tomorrow. So
yeah, Falcons.
Enough COVID talk out of the way from the NFL.
Yes.
We covered enough with hockey. Not too much with hockey, unfortunately. We're going to start off with highlights from the Chiefs-Chargers game from Thursday night. That game was awesome to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't think the Chiefs are fully back yet. I think the defense did get exposed a little bit in this game. This was all about the Mahomes show, though.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he wasn't the Mahomes of old, almost it was good enough.
Yeah,
he was great. Wasn't too great, but great enough for us to say that he was 31 for 47, 410 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he led in rushing with 3 carries for 32 yards. But Kelsey had a big night though, because he had 10 catches for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 12 catches for about 148 yards, I believe, and 1 touchdown. So it was a great night for the Chiefs. They exposed the Chargers. Of course they did. But the main story in this game, though, was the fact that the Chargers in this game went for it on 4th down way too many times.
Yeah,
even though they
for
converted
no reason.
Even though they converted on 2 of them,
Hmm.
they failed on 5 of them. They were 2 for 5 in this game. So not a good night for them at all. Just take the points, LA. Take the points. Game really
Unless
started.
their kicker was injured or something.
No,
Which I
they
doubt.
they don't have any faith in their kicker. That's their problem.
Who's that kicker even?
I think it's Hopkins, I believe.
Oh, yeah, no wonder.
Yeah. Start off with a 7-yard run from Michael Burton. Then a 30-yard field goal, make it 10-0. Herbert had a 1-yard run in the end zone. Guyton had a 4-yard touchdown pass from Justin Herbert. Herbert in this game was
Touchdown catch.
Touchdown catch, reception, same thing.
Also,
Pass, whatever. It was 22 for 38 in this game. Herbert was for 236 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Later on, another.
You know what I'm calling around right now. Justin Herbert's going to be an MVP one day.
One day.
I'm calling it.
Yep. Later on, Harrison Butker connected on a 33-yard field goal, made it 14-13. Echo came in for a 2-yard run. Hill had a 1-yard. Hill caught a 1-yard pass from Mahomes. Allen got an 8-yard touchdown pass from Herbert. Kelsey got a 7-yarder to tie the game up, and then in overtime, Kelsey got a 34-yard reception from Mahomes. Game winner. 34-28.
It's done.
But let me just get into the highlight of things really where the Chargers really went wrong here. Okay, they went for a 4th down, first drive on the field. They basically they had a chance in this one, and they went for it on 4th down at the Kansas City 5-yard line, and he threw an incomplete pass, which injured their tight end. Is it Farnham? It's
Par.
I never say that guy's last name. Right?
Wait, I injured him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had to get stretchered off the field.
Oh, yeah,
That
Par.
right there, you're at the 5-yard line.
At KC5. Yeah, and it's the first quarter.
You mean to tell me right now that you're trying to go for it? See, 4th and 1, 4th and inch is fine.
Yeah. But
you're-
4th and 5
I know you're
on the Kansas City 5.
and you're restricted because you can't go deep. You can't do any deep moves and stuff like that.
I mean,
You
a
can't
kicker,
really-
Dustin Hopkins, he definitely could have made that.
Exactly.
That's a gimme.
And that's a nice big drive from Mahomes.
Unless they're probably scared that they're playing the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have been on a roll the past what?
But you gave, and I know you
They won 7 in a row, I
but you
believe.
pinned them in
Yeah.
the worst field position. I understand that. But
Yeah.
they still managed to do a drive down the field. Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. Edwards-Helaire for 5 yards. Mahomes to Kelsey for 14 yards. Mahomes to Hill again for 5 yards. Mahomes again to Pringle for 9 yards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on here. This is a long drive with a 95-yard drive right there. Then you had an interception right there, crucial. And it led to a field goal. Then a touchdown drive. Okay, fine. Kansas City gets a fumble. They fumble the ball. And then you try to go for it again before the end of the half here, and you're again at the 2-yard line. And you failed. You're at the, and I should say at the 1 because you got a 1-yard gain. But anyway, you just again
There's so many drives where you should have just took the points.
There was just too many aggressiveness.
And what? It wasn't even windy. They're in
They're in a
LA.
dome, but
They're in a dome.
but
It's
to
not
me-
windy.
but to me, like you're converting on these, you're trying to convert on these downs. It makes no sense. Just take the points. Right there, you could have been up 20-13 at halftime. With this right here, you would have just connected those 2 field goals when you're inside the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Those are crucial right there. You're hurting your red zone numbers when you go for it and you fail.
Yeah.
That right there you don't do. There's certain things you can do if you want to go for a 4th down. If you're in deep in Kansas City territory, but not like in the red zone.
If you're
like
deep
just
there,
trying to get into
if
the
y'all
red
were
zone.
down and it was towards the end of the 4th quarter,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you
in this case,
had chances to take
this
points,
was-
and you just were like, no.
This was just
Go for it.
this was just dumb decision making, and it cost them. And
In reality, they should have won this game.
Brandon Staley was focused on the analytics way too much in this game. He thought about it too much. You might as well say right now he might have been watching that one of those little Amazon commercial things they show on Sunday Night Football with like, oh, this is how much this team could have won by, or this is how much this team could have gotten the 4th down, or like enough. Just don't treat it like it's a database. Don't treat it like it's a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Just think about it.
Not only did they lose the game, they kind of hurt
sense.
their playoff chances.
They
at
did.
this point.
Well, no, because they're still a 5th seed in the wild card. I don't think they hurt their playoff chances at all with that. They hurt the chance of winning their division, but they.
Which honestly, they're probably not.
Well, no, because Kansas City's going to win out.
Kansas City's going, yeah.
So congratulations, LA. You're screwed up again.
You screwed up. Yeah.
All right. So enough about that game. I might go another 5-minute rant if I cover that game one more time.
Please don't.
Panthers and Bills in Buffalo.
Honestly, Buffalo's winning.
This game to me, look, you can go either way with this because Buffalo's starting to fall apart. Carolina can't function. Sean McDermott's got a big ego. Matt Rowe's got a big ego. It's the battle of the big ego.
But I say this is Buffalo's redemption week.
To me,
they're going to win.
I'm going to tell you this right now. It's tough to say. I don't know if I should go with a tie here in this case for both these teams because
the Panthers are not winning.
No,
especially with their QB play as of late.
I didn't say it when I said a tie. I said a tie.
You're going to go with a tie for this game.
I think it's going to go for a tie here. I think both these teams are completely useless.
I say Buffalo wins.
I mean, and granted, they're home, but this is a big-time game against a guy who used to be big-time, no longer big-time.
Yeah.
He may not even be playing this weekend. Who the hell knows? He might be benched. But let me put it this way. If Cam Newton plays, it's a tie. I'll say that.
No.
If PJ Walker plays, it's a blowout for Buffalo. Buffalo wins.
I say it's a blowout either way.
No, well,
calling it's a blowout game. Buffalo wins.
Here's the thing. By
more than 20 points.
It necessarily a blowout Buffalo if Newton wins because either way you look at it, I don't trust Buffalo's rush attack to run him. You have a battle of the rush game here, which I think Carolina has over Buffalo a little bit because their rush game sucks. They rely on Josh Allen way too much here.
Thank you.
And in this case here, I mean, I think here in this case, this game for Buffalo, they just can't do anything right. So it's going to end in a tie if Newton plays. But if Walker plays, he'll make too many mistakes. They don't trust him making decisions for himself. So they're going to make him do ridiculous things because they don't know how to coach down there in Carolina. Matt Rule sucks.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go with a tie here if Newton plays. And if Walker plays, Walker will get smushed in the mouth.
I'll just say Buffalo wins.
Buffalo will win if PJ Walker plays. I'm just going to keep it that way. It's a toss-up.
They're going to win either way.
Either way. Fine. They are 13 points.
Because Cam Newton plays like ass now.
I know. But I'm telling you now, I don't trust Josh Allen in big-time pressure games. Sorry. I just don't. Now, let's go on to the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions.
Cardinals.
I mean, come on. Let's not even cover this game anymore.
The Lions, they got their one only win. Lucky win.
They're gonna go.
That's all they're gonna
go. They're gonna go 1-15-1. That's their record for the rest of the year. They'll go.
You got the number one pick. Take one of the DNs, either Thibodeau or Hutchinson.
Or they'll draft another quarterback and they'll try and rely on him too much.
Nah.
It's the Lions. They'll screw something up. They're good at that. They've always been good at that. All right, Jets, Dolphins.
Actually, let me say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a few days ago, the Dolphins actually signed Damon Arnett, the former first-round pick, to Raiders to their practice squad.
Yep.
And that had me remembering about the Raiders draft class last year. Mm-hmm. How bad was that class, honestly?
Awful.
No, because that just had me reminded Damon Arnett, a few weeks ago, got busted for waving a gun on his Snapchat, which was the stupidest decision.
Right.
And he was actually supposed to be one of the most mature players in the last draft. He was actually one of the oldest first-round picks.
Oh, yeah.
How the hell do you mess up a draft so bad? They had 7 picks. Henry Ruggs, the 11th overall pick. From that draft class last year, 7 picks. Only 3 of them are still on the team.
Yep.
Not one of those 3 picks are their two first-round picks, which is insane.
Yep.
But let's be honest, no one saw that Henry Ruggs situation coming. That came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And he was actually having a good season this year before that happened, but it happened. Left no choice but to release him. Damon Arnett was the 19th overall pick.
Right.
And that was one of the picks they got from the Khalil Mack trade.
Right.
Didn't even last a year and a half.
You want to know my honest opinion about the Raiders right now? They're a complete dumpster fire team and a snake-bitten franchise that can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
They never can and they never will. And I think, in my opinion, all this was just to tarnish John Gruden. And at the end of the day, he tarnished himself by his stupidity. So, and you got Mike Mayock there, who was always fake towards him anyway. Derek Carr, who never liked him. And at the end of the day, the entire Raiders staff, as far as I'm concerned, they felt abused. Like every NFL player does. They feel abused. Oh, I don't like my coach. They want to create their platform. They want attention. They want to be breastfed.
Yeah.
But to me, in my opinion, here is this. They were right about Gruden. He was too much of a control freak.
Yeah.
He wanted me to GM. Mm-hmm. Mayock didn't like it.
Now, look at his picks as GM so far.
Now he may not even admit that to himself because they'll just deny it. They'll be like, "Oh, we're friendly friends," but we all know it. We all know it, people. Gruden and Mayock, They're not a good match. It was not a good match.
It was not good. No.
That
But yeah,
fran-
back to the draft class.
that franchise is a complete.
So the first two picks, like I said, no longer on the team. Then their third round pick, they had 2 third round picks. It was
Didn't he get cut within like a year?
yeah, Lynn Bolden
Yep.
from Kentucky.
Yep.
They traded him in the preseason
Yep.
to the Dolphins for a 6th round pick.
Yep. Yep.
And then they have Byron Edwards, I believe his name is,
Yep.
who's actually still on the team, but let's be real, he's like a below average wide receiver at best.
He sucks. Yep.
Yeah. They had a linebacker, I believe Tanner Moose from Clemson, I believe.
Yep.
They cut him in the offseason.
Yep.
And then their last pick, Sonton Simpson, he's like an old lineman,
Yep.
and he's trash.
Absolutely.
Like, seriously, how bad? That's definitely like the worst draft class of all time because you got basically just because of the first 2 picks.
Yeah.
They were both gone within 2 years, not even a year and a half.
I know. It is
But, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But I guess DeMar Arnett's getting a second chance on the Dolphins practice
Yes,
squad.
he is. He's on the practice squad for the Miami Dolphins. Might.
Well, that's real. He has more of a redemption. He has a better chance of redemption than Henry Ruggs does.
But let's be honest. You're on the Miami Dolphins.
You're on the Miami
If you're on
Dolphins.
the practice squad for the Miami Dolphins, you ain't.
I mean,
you ain't
look,
gonna do
first
shit.
round pick there. Look what they did to Josh Rosen a couple years back.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's real.
And for all you Jets
Josh
fans
Rosen
out
should
there
have
who
got a
think for 1
chance.
second I'm going to pick you this weekend, you're dead wrong.
Yeah,
The
Dolphins.
are going to dominate the Jets.
Yep.
There's no other way of looking at it. Zach Wilson, I'm going to say right now, 3 interceptions in this game. He
Mhm.
gets sacked 3 times. He has at least 3 straight possessions.
He has at least 5 turnovers, 3 picks.
I would say
He
3.
has 2 fumbles.
I would say 3 picks here. I might even say the fumbles. I think the first 3 possessions, all 3 and outs, in my opinion. All of them. All of them being 3 and out. Punt, punt, punt. And then the next 2 possessions, pick.
Pick.
That's it right there for Wilson. And you want nothing to do? I'll give you a better stat here. I think he completes the ball 8 times for 33 attempts. He'll only complete 8 passes. I know Zach Wilson's good, but you want to know something? I think he's overrated. I really think he is. At this point, he's gonna have a Brett Favre, I give up for a day. I'm not even gonna try for a day kind of shtick. He's gonna have the worst statistic numbers out of the entire weekend. He's gonna have
That's real. All he needs is just a better team.
and I think he's got the team.
That's what every
The
QB
problem-
needs
the
is a
problem-
good team.
Here's the problem. It's not the team. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the coaching staff. It's 100% the coaching staff. It's the offensive coordinator who's like Mr. Gunslinger, pretending that this is Brett Favre in the football field. Instead, he's throwing it to the wrong team. Here, you might as well put Rich Gannon in there from 2002 in that Super Bowl, where he threw for 5 interceptions and Bill Callahan basically overthrew it every time because he hated Jerry Rice. In this case here is Zach Wilson overthrowing it to everybody. He's missing every target. You might as well have him play that football game in Dave & Buster's and just miss the little slots in the holes and just have him just hit the defender every time. That's what I'm watching right now every weekend with his Jet team. And you know something? In my honest opinion, the Jets suck. They're not going to win another game the rest of the season.
They suck. We've been known this.
And
They sucked for the last.
Here's my prediction right now for Robert Slay right now. I wish best in your endeavors. He's going to get fired. The offensive coordinator is going to get fired. And
Everyone's going to get fired
and
at this
they're
point.
going to look for another head coach. And you want to know something? You're still going to have Woody Johnson, who's the GM up there, CEO up there, who's going to sit there and watch as he's counting his millions because he don't give a crap about this Jet team. We all know it. All right. Speaking of New York, another New York team we got to get into, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. I believe Jones is out again for this one.
Yeah. And Mike Glenn is going to start again and crap the bed again.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
But it won't be as bad. I could say this right now. I don't think he'll throw a pick in this game. In fact, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think he's going to throw the ball that much. They're going to rely on Saquon Barkley to try to.
I'll say I just say he's going to get sacked a lot.
He's going to get sacked a lot when there's a lot of.
Micah Parsons.
I think here's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see another game where it's less than 10 passing attempts. I'm going to say Glennon throws the ball 8 times in this game.
I think
they should do that. Make him go if he goes 5 for 8, great. But have them run the ball the entire time. We haven't seen Saquon Barkley go over 25 carries a game yet since he's been back. In fact, I'm pretty sure the most carries he's had since he's been back has been 14, I'm pretty sure. Have him run the ball more. Is he limited? We don't know. Because you guys keep freaking forcing Glennon to throw for you. Why don't you just have Saquon Barkley run? And if you're a Giant defense, it's supposed a great defense that they're supposedly be, this tough defense, Didn't you guys allow 45 points against the Cowboys the last time? That's right, you did. I forgot about that. Here's my opinion. The way you limit this game at this point is you force Dak Prescott. Like if you pressure him up the middle, he's like Tom Brady. You don't like being pressured up the middle. If he gets pressured up the middle, he's gonna get hit quickly. That's how you add. That's how you add pressure. This game's gonna be close because here's another way of looking at it. There's always close games in MetLife Stadium when it comes to the Cowboys and Giants. That's the reality, and I think this game's gonna be close, no matter how you look at it. What do you think?
But the Cowboys are. Nah, I say the Giants are too broken. It's gonna be a blowout. Well, not a blowout, but like
2 touchdowns score.
2 touchdown score
All
win.
right.
Yeah, for the Cowboys.
Maybe that. Tennessee's at the Titans are at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is 1.5 point favorites. I can't understand that at all, but okay.
What? How?
I try to understand.
Titans are winning.
I'm just trying to figure this out. So you guys got to rely on an old beat up guy who doesn't want to be in Pittsburgh anymore. Probably doesn't even want to play.
Got another diva receiver in Chase Claypool.
Yep. He broke that team, and I gotta be honest with you right now. That offensive line for Pittsburgh is
Trash.
It's not that strong. Tennessee's a lot stronger in the offensive line position now. Granted, they don't have their running back right now in Derrick Henry, but in my honest opinion, Tennessee's got a lot more talent.
A lot more talent, a lot more
from
upside.
a practice squad point of view than you guys do in your starting core. So Tennessee wins this game. Yep. I think this game is going to be a 13-point win, 20-7, low scoring. Not much to say there about this one. And I think Kevin Byard gets another pick 6 here against Big Ben. That's my prediction.
All right, Titans Jaguars.
You just said Titans Jaguars, dude. It's
I mean Texans Jaguars. Yes, Texans Jaguars. Let's be real. Who's going to watch this game? Who's going to watch this game?
Well, I think
honestly,
Jacksonville's
going to pull off a win. Yep.
Tyrod Taylor might be starting. Or no.
Tyrod. They're starting David Mills for the rest of the year.
Davis Mills is starting the rest.
2 rookies.
But you want to know?
But Trevor Lawrence is going to have the great.
But you want to know something? In my opinion, and I think they should just do this just to give Tyrod Taylor some hope here and just keep screwing them every week. If Mills is so bad in the middle of the game, just bench him and put Tyrod Taylor.
Put Tyrod in, yeah.
And then next week say, "Oh yeah, you're not starting next week, Tyrod." Like I hope to just do that every time. So this guy can.
Let's give it to Tyrod.
Let's give it up.
He has paved the way for some good QBs.
He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0. That's basically what he's going to become next now.
But David Mills is not a good QB.
He's going to be a journeyman at this point. Tyrod Taylor will be gone from Houston next year. He'll go to somebody else. It'll be the same thing all over.
He'll start and then get benched.
Exactly.
Well, he's going to go to a team that's going to start him.
He didn't get traded.
But draft another QB.
Right.
Then that QB is going to start.
Exactly.
And then the rest will be history.
Exactly. He's a journeyman. That's all he is.
But like we said, Jaguars are going to get a win.
Oh, yeah. Big win for them. Bengals at the
You know
Broncos.
what? I say Trevor Lawrence throws for over 300 yards.
I'm not even going to go that far. I'm going to say right now probably 250.
I mean, he did in his debut, which I don't know how, but
I'll tell you how. They were down by so much in this game, and the Texans could have cared less because they were up by so much already by that point.
Wait, didn't they play the Texans first game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they led by so much in that game with like a 24-point lead. They didn't even give a crap. They just let it happen. They didn't even care. But yeah, I think Lawrence throws for 250 in this game.
That's over 100. Next game, Bengals Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos here. The Broncos are at home. I think Patrick Surtain's gonna pick up Joe Burrow here. Joe Burrow gets flustered every time he throws an interception. And honestly,
I say this game's gonna be close, but yeah, Broncos gonna win.
Yeah, I just think Joe Burrow gets flustered pretty easily here. I think it's gonna be a 2-touchdown win. I think 28-14 sounds about right. I think Patrick Surtain will get a pick in this game. I think Chubb will have a forced fumble in this game, recover his own fumble, and that'll be the end of it. I just don't trust Joe Burrow. Sorry, he's in my estimation right now. His ceiling right now, he's in the Tony Romo phase right now. At this point, this is where he is right now.
Yeah, he kind of is.
His ceiling right
pretty
now.
Accurate.
His ceiling right now is either Drew Brees or Tom Brady.
Or Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And his floor.
That's his ceiling. His floor.
It's Tony Romo. Honestly,
no, this is right here though. Like right here where my chest is. Right here is Romo. The floor, I would say, is Mark Sanchez. That's the floor.
Nah, he's surpassed Sanchez already.
But if he's any worse than what he is right now, he'll be in that phase pretty soon. Either that or a really banged up Rich Gannon, who basically had to retire early in his career. He could have kept on going, but he had a bad neck and bad shoulder and bad everything. Anyway.
Next game,
Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. This one's a tough one to pick because there's two things. You
I
got
say
Matt Ryan, who doesn't want to be a Falcon anymore, but at the same time wants to put his value back up. He wants money. And then you got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's going to choke artists at home this year, along with Josh Allen in big-time home games.
And he's definitely out of San Francisco.
This right here is a big-time home game here. It's a chance for him to stay alive in the playoff hunt. To me, I think the Falcons win.
I agree.
I think the Falcons win this game. I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo at home. They can have a nice stack there with Kittle and Garoppolo for fantasy numbers and get all the fantasy geeks out there excited, like, oh, I got fantasy points. But at the end of the day, I don't trust that 49er team at home. They have had 4 home losses this year. This will probably be number 5 now probably for them this time around. So, yeah, sorry 49er fans, you ain't going to make it. In fact, I think they lose to Tennessee the following week here, and they lose to the Rams, and that'll probably be their 9th loss of the year at the end of all this. So they'll be 8-9. They're going to miss the playoffs.
7-10.
They're going to lose out 4 straight then.
Wait, who? Wait, you're talking about the Falcons or the Niners?
No, the Niners.
Yeah, so they lose this one.
They lose this one. They lose to Tennessee, and they lose to the Rams. So it's 3 losses. They're 7-6. So think about it. That's 3. Yeah, 6 plus 3 is 9.
8, 9, 7, 9. There's 17 games though.
They gotta play Houston, so they'll be Houston.
Oh yeah, they'll be Houston.
I wasn't even add Houston in that conversation because we already know they're gonna play the Texans.
It's Houston,
and I'm pretty sure they're home when they play the Texans. So, but who knows? Maybe they'll roll that one too. They like blowing home games.
Yeah.
Anyway, Packers Ravens in Baltimore. Listen, Lamar Jackson, whether he plays or not, it doesn't matter. The Packers are going to blow this team out of the water. There's no chance in this game with a banged-up secondary that they can stop the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. You cannot say right now, without a shadow of a doubt right now, that Lamar Jackson can come in there and break ankles in this one. When he's already got a messed up ankle.
And Aaron Rodgers is on a roll.
Bum ankle. You got a Green Bay Packer team who's hungry for blood, and they're going to take it. Saints at the Buccaneers right now. This is, to me, I think without Sean Payton, it's tough. Because here's the thing. There's no Sean Payton in this game because of COVID. He's got COVID.
Just because Taysom Hill sucks.
But let me finish my thought here. He's gonna be.
Shut up.
Taysom
Hill sucks.
No, I know, but here's another way of looking at it too. You got Mark Ingram and you got Alvin Kamara back, right? They didn't have him in the game when Hill played against the Cowboys. So you were stuck with a bunch of practice squad guys / below average starters. In this case here, Tampa Bay always finds a way to screw it up against the Saints. I don't know what it is with that team. I don't know if they just have bad luck. I don't know what the story is for this team. And then again, it's Tom Brady in prime time.
And you can't bet against Tom Brady.
And you can't bet against Tom Brady. But at the same time, you can't really figure him out against Sean Payton. You can't.
Listen, as long as Taysom Hill's the quarterback, I have no faith in the Saints.
I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I mean, last game they won, but that was just luck. That wasn't even Taysom Hill.
I think it was. I think you saw the version of Taysom Hill in that game. Now, granted, could he thrown a little bit more yards against the New York Jets? Yes.
Against the Jets.
He could have. But the problem is with that team is that they have a bunch of geeks on that team. And when you have geeks and not actual men, that's a problem. But at the same time, it's the Bucs. They always find a way to confuse you. They always try to keep you in the loop. They're like, okay, we're kind of there. Okay, we're halfway there. You know that stupid big time rush song? We're halfway there. That's what I think of when I watch this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. I don't know why I think of that stupid song from Big Time Rush because they always find a way to keep the other team in there. And at the end, when the Bucs win, that's when they fucking go to the end of their song. I don't know why I think that way. I don't know.
Just what?
I know. I'm
what?
But I think of that stupid song every time I watch this Buck team because they act so stupid.
Oh God.
With the penalties, with the constant mistakes, and I'm just like, oh my God, can they just be like go from halfway there just to freaking end it?
Yeah, but
just blow the team out. But I know they're not going to because let's be honest, it's just a way for these spread otters to keep themselves in the game. Think about it. They could have easily blown out the Philadelphia Eagles when they played them in Philly. The game ended up being a close game, right? And Philadelphia sucks, right? This is the same team here in New Orleans, except they're in their division, and they do play them tough. Hell, we just lost to them not too long ago, Tampa Bay did. I say us because I'm actually a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan too, and also a Patriot fan.
That makes no sense.
But when I'm – shut up. But what I'm saying is right now is the Bucks right now in
Pats all day.
the Bucks right now are going to keep this game close. It's going to be by a touchdown. It's going to be a low-scoring game because there's two great defenses out there with New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And that's all I got to say. Tom Brady in primetime still got it, but I'm going to say Brady in this game throws for about 240 yards. He's going to have trouble against that secondary for sure. He's going to have trouble.
Yeah, probably.
So he won't throw an interception in this game, but it'll be like
next
it'll be a struggle.
game.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have 4 more games to cover. Unfortunately, they're not happening on a Sunday. They're happening on a Monday and a Tuesday.
Yeah.
The Raiders are at the Browns. Raiders, in my opinion,
this one's a toss-up because both these teams.
I'm not even saying this is a toss-up. The Raiders just suck. They're a snake-bitten franchise. They suck so badly. Nick Mullins always torches them every time they play. In my opinion,
how many times has Nick Mullins played the Raiders?
Oh, that's right. They play them once. Okay, so Nick Mullins
only once.
But I'm just saying though, it seems like the Browns always get torched by somebody that's good. In my opinion, right now, you're facing a tough Cleveland defense. And with Myles Garrett,
there, possibly defensive player of the year.
I think he will be defensive player of the year, in my opinion. I was going to be Tavon Diggs in the beginning of the year, but I feel like
Diggs has fallen off.
He's fallen off the cliff real quick.
He's going to be a Pro Bowl, yeah, but he's been. Yeah. It's between him, J.C. Jackson, and possibly Micah Parsons.
For defensive player of the year?
Yes.
What about T.J. Watt?
T.J. Watt?
He's been a beast too. He's actually almost tied with. I'm pretty sure either he's tied or he's leading with sacks.
Oh, between them, it's
like a toss.
I forgot about TJ.
Yeah.
Then again, usually the teams with winning records have plays with the awards.
Yeah.
And the Steelers.
Yeah, they do.
Are probably
which is why the Browns are gonna win the AFC North. Bottom line, regardless of what happens this weekend right now, the Browns are gonna win the AFC North. The AFC North is trash right now. The Bengals are gonna go bye-bye in the playoffs. They're not gonna make the playoffs. The Ravens. The Ravens are going to miss the playoffs.
That's right now. The Ravens in the lead, but fought Lamar. Yeah. I just don't see it.
I just don't see it either.
The Steelers.
Even with Lamar, I don't even see it. Because at this point, he's banged up anyway. So what difference does it make?
Possibly. Anyway. The Steelers.
All day long, the Browns win this game at home. And in fact, I can see Nick Mullins torching his team again. I can see him throwing for 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game. You want to know why? Because the Raiders suck. Their defense blows.
Nah, because Nick Mullins.
They can't stop a freaking nosebleed, as Bart Scott once said in a post-game rap with
he said
Antonio when he torched the Patriots, even though they won by 7 points.
Yeah.
But as great Bart Scott would say, they can't stop a nosebleed. So Browns get the win here.
Yeah, Browns get torched
again by Nick Mullins. And who knows? Maybe Nick Mullins might even convince Stefanski to start the rest of the way. If Baker Mayfield still has got COVID, which, who knows, with this whole COVID protocol bullcrap, you never know. This might actually give him the starting job. This might even sit Baker out because he's too damn hurt anyway.
Yeah.
So there you go. Next game, Vikings at the Bears. I got to be honest about this game. Yeah. This right here is do or die for the Bears. Now they're out of the playoff mix, I know.
What do you mean do or die? They're out.
But do or die in terms of actually Matt Nagy keeping his job.
No, he's not keeping his job.
I'm saying he's gonna get fired, but is he gonna get fired for this game here after this game that will happen, or will he get fired at the end of the year? But I think Matt Nagy's if he loses this game, let's say he gets blown out in this game, because look at last weekend, they actually played.
If he gets blown out, yeah, they're probably fine.
Look at the game against the Packers. They played for their coach out there. They almost did beat the Green Bay Packers.
But Aaron Rodgers happened.
But yeah, that. But here's another way of looking at it, too. It's Kirk Cousins in prime time. Has he been good in prime time?
He sucks in prime time.
No. Do I trust him in this game against the Bears?
No.
No. Do I have a choice to trust him in this game? No. Or maybe
maybe, yeah.
Maybe I do have a choice.
Honestly, yeah. I say.
Here's what I'm going to say right now. I say right now, I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going with the Chicago Bears to beat the Minnesota Vikings. And Kirk Cousins will lay an egg towards the end of the fourth quarter, and Mike Zimmer will piss his pants before Nagy will.
Yeah, Zimmer's possibly
either way, Zimmer and Nagy will be both fired at the end of the year. So that's that.
Bears for the upset.
If the Bears lose this game, and they don't put much of an effort in this game, I believe Nagy will be fired after that game. That's my bold prediction. Seahawks are at the Rams. Seahawks got nothing to play for. Russell Wilson wants to put some stats up in this one. Rams will be playing this one. Von Miller will be playing in this one. And there's another player out with COVID. There's a bunch of players out with COVID. I don't feel like going through the list right now. With COVID
Yeah, a lot.
things. It's a lot.
Like half the team.
But
Oh,
Odell is back.
yeah.
And he will be the story of this game because he will torch that secondary for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll get at least 12 catches in this game. Maybe he'll get 150 yards in this game and 2 touchdowns because the Rams will cook the Seahawks. They're gonna kill the Seahawks. In fact, I will make.
I say this game's gonna be close.
I will make a claim right now that the Los Angeles Rams will win this game. I'll give you a score right now: 45 to 17. 45 to 17. Russell Wilson will be engulfed by Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald will make a statement in this game because he will rip that Seahawks offensive line apart. That's my prediction.
Also, I just say it's close because,
it's a rivalry. I get it. It's in the division. I get it.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was a close game.
Every single time they play, it tends to be close too.
That's what I'm saying.
No matter how bad the teams are.
But in this case here, that team's all done this year. They've got nothing to play for. They're not going to make the playoffs.
They're not.
And at this point in time, I look at this right now as the Rams kind of statement here. Think about it. They were plagued with COVID last week against the Cardinals. They went in there and they beat the Cardinals. They beat them. And nobody believed they would go in and do it. But guess what? They did. In this case here, it's the same thing here. And think about it. Who on Seattle can cover Odell right now? Who on Seattle right now can cover Cooper Kupp? Name one defensive player that can do it. Oh, that's right. They all suck. So, yeah, the Rams will go off in this game. Cooper Kupp will have 10 catches in this game. Odell will have 12 catches in this game. I rest my case. Rams killed them. 45-17. Anyway,
last game.
Washington at Philadelphia. This game here, honestly, to me, you can go either way with this one.
You
either going to go with – you might either get – I don't even know. I think Gardner Minshew – I don't know. Is he playing in this game or is it back to Jalen Hurts?
I think Hurts is back, but I feel like they should start Minshew.
If they don't start Minshew, it's a loss here for Philadelphia.
And I feel like no matter what happens, Minshew's going to be starting on a team next year.
Yeah.
Maybe
he'll start for
possibly for Washington. Yeah.
Maybe he'll start for Seattle. Maybe he'll start for because let's be honest, Russell Wilson ain't going to stay there, and I don't think that Seattle's going to draft a quarterback next year in the draft. They might not even get that Bailey kid, who I think, by the way, on his bowl game today for Appalachian State, by the way.
Bailey kid? What?
Bailey Zeb kid. What was his name?
Oh, yeah, Bailey Zeb for Western Kentucky.
He broke the record today.
Mm-hmm.
So he had over 6. He's got now 62 passing touchdowns in his college career. So congrats.
Yep.
He might be the starter next year in Washington. Maybe the starter next year in Seattle. Who knows? But we won't know because Seattle won't get that pick because the Jets have that pick because the Seahawks are stupid.
Yeah.
They are dumb.
And again, I don't think the Seattle will be this bad this year.
Back with this game. Washington, I think, honestly, here in this game here, will beat the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to happen. I'm sorry, Eagle fans.
I said the Eagles win.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news. But
I honestly say the Eagles win.
I think Washington gets a close win here. I think it's by a field goal. They get let down again. Boo-hoo. This time you get to, if you're the fan of this, you get to actually watch it this time happen because last year you couldn't watch it.
Yeah, most of these teams have nothing to play for, to me. Well, actually, they're still in the hunt.
They're still in the hunt. And
but neither one of them are going to make it.
I think realistically, Washington and New Orleans can make it. I think those are your two last teams in the playoffs scenarios. I think Philadelphia can stand a choke in the end because they got to play Dallas again.
Yeah.
And they got to play Washington again in Washington. So you got to figure.
I say the Eagles win this one.
They had to win this one. Otherwise, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case here, they are done because I think they suck. I think Washington will be basically torching them all game long. Jalen Hurts will be a little crybaby. He'll throw 2 picks in there, and he'll have maybe 14 complete passes out of like 35 attempts. And I think half of them will go to Devontae Smith because that's all he has right now on this team. So
yeah,
that's that in a nutshell. Although he has Reagor too, but let's be honest,
Reagor sucks.
He's been a complete afterthought for this team. Let's be fair. Let us be fair. All right, so we got some NBA stuff to talk about. Steph Curry had a great week, breaking the record, Madison Square Garden, breaking the 3-point record, breaking
the record, smashing his wife, all that,
breaking Ray Allen's record that he held on to. It was a big thing throughout the week, talked about throughout the week. Hit another 5 threes. He beat the Knicks on Tuesday. He beat the Celtics on Friday night. Here's the question right now that I think I need to ask here. is Steph Curry going to be the MVP for the NBA this season? I say right now he's my early MVP pick.
I say he's the favorite. Yep.
Yep.
It's still between him, KD, and
I think Curry's got it as far as I'm
between those two on the front runners, but Steph Curry's gonna.
I think Steph Curry's going to win the MVP. And I think he's going to win the NBA Finals this year, too, with the Warriors. I just can't see how anybody can stop him, how anybody can guard him right now. He's the hottest thing right now.
Since sliced bread
Since
number
sliced
2.
bread, exactly. This team is unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
the
way.
Warriors are back.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way.
I'm scared.
If
gonna cry.
If they get torched, I'll be stunned. And there's one team right now that ain't doing so hot right now, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers because they just lost their star center again, who I think should just be in a wheelchair and just retire, and Anthony Davis, who's out for 4 weeks because he hurt his MC out. You want to know? You want to know what he is right now? He's the weak MVP. He's in the floor version of the MVP conversation.
Yeah,
he is right now at this point.
Sure,
right now,
when's AD ever been in
he's
MVP conversation?
Well, I would say go back to 2019, 2020. And his,
that one year,
NBA final run. But since then, he's been overweight, not in great shape,
injury prone,
and he's been a problem for the Lakers. He's been an absolute freaking problem for the Lakers. And you want to know something? That this guy who was supposed to be the 1-2 combo for LeBron James, I feel like Russell Westbrook and everybody else has been that besides you. You've been nothing but a waste of space for the Los Angeles Lakers. How you are still on this team?
Not entirely. I mean, he was a great 1-2 punch when they won the title.
When he started.
But honestly,
what has he done since then?
He's just been really injury prone. That's it.
What has he been since then, though?
And
the thing of it is,
he's still a great scorer, great player, but he's just injury prone. That's it.
Here's the thing. He's trying to be, and he's the next guy up if LeBron gets hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has he done anything when LeBron's been hurt, though? Has he been the sole reason why the Lakers won? Has he been the number one guy when LeBron's been gone, or has it been somebody else? Most of the time, it's been somebody else, I feel like. In fact, if you think about it, half the time it's been Russell Westbrook, half the time it's been the bench, half the time it's been somebody else that's been starting in the game. My point is that this Laker team right now has got a guy
who is
dumpster fire and is holding his team back from being great. I'm just calling it like I see it. I can tell you right now who you're going to replace him with. LaMarcus Aldridge, or you can replace him with Paul Millsap. Either way, Anthony Davis needs to go. He needs to go. I know it sounds crazy to say, but he's been a waste of space. A total waste of space. Now, Steph Curry, on the other hand, has been a star pupil right now for the NBA. Right now, I'm going to say right now, he might as well be the face of the NBA. He's been phenomenal these last few weeks. He's going to be phenomenal for the rest of the year. He's going to be the MVP. He's going to win an NBA final. He's going to be an NBA final MVP. He's going to be a beast on the floor. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's taking the Warriors to the top. That's it. He's going to be the face of the NBA for the next decade. That's it.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry.
Steph Curry. He'll be the face of the league. Anthony Davis. Well, he'll be the face of a cereal probably in Los Angeles.
He'll be the face of.
He'll probably be. You know what? No.
A wheelchair product.
He'll be the face of crypto. He'll be the face of Fortnite. He'll be the face of every other thing besides basketball. He might as well be the face of the Kentucky Wildcats, because that's all he was good for, was for the Wildcats. People were saying that when he didn't win the NBA Finals MVP, that was it for Anthony Davis. And I believed it, because you want to know why? He should have won the MVP. He was the reason LeBron got a ring in the first place. And now he's the reason why the Lakers lost the first round last year in the playoffs. And now this time around here, we'll lose again. He'll be the sole reason why the Lakers just will probably end up being an 8th seed and stay there. Because this dumbass got himself injured, although it was LeBron's fault when he pushed Anthony Edwards into Anthony Davis's knee, because he's a dope, right? He's a dope. Point is, in my opinion, Anthony Davis is a waste of space on this Laker team. And honestly, at this point, he's not the same guy. He's not the same guy. It's like fine china with this guy. It's like you touch him, he breaks in half Finger poke, boom. Finger poke of doom in WCW with Kevin Nash. There you go. That's what Anthony Davis is. He might, but the only difference is you touch him, he breaks. The finger poke of Kevin Nash, that didn't break anybody. It's a finger poke. But Anthony Davis is like fine china, useless. Needs to be thrown in the garbage. It's like one of those things when you break the fine china in the ground and you got to clean up all the pieces and throw the pieces in the trash can. Well, that's what Anthony Davis is. That's what he is right now at this point. Anyway.
Now that we're done with that rant.
Well, I know, but you get my point, though. I mean,
I get your point, but I disagree with Anthony Davis being useless. I mean, he puts up all-star numbers. He's still averaging over 20 points per game. He's averaging 10 rebounds.
It's for stats, though. But is he the sole reason why the Lakers win the games most of the time?
No, definitely not.
But
he's still one of the reasons why they win games.
The stats are good.
Yeah.
If it helps your team. If it just helps yourself, what's the point?
But he still does help the team.
Yeah, I know. He helps the team when he wants to help the team. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Did we say the Patriots Colts tonight?
Did we make a pick for that?
We didn't. No.
Wow.
Patriots. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Patriots Colts. Yeah, that's on tonight.
Yeah, I forgot. Actually, I think it's on right now.
I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in about 4 minutes. But, yeah, Patriots win tonight.
Pats win. Yep.
Pats win. I don't trust Carson Wentz in high-pressure situations in prime time. I just don't. And he's got a tough defense. Kwity Paye. Shout out to him.
Kwity Paye, boy.
Rhode Island native boy.
Yep.
He'll get at least
a sack.
Maybe 3 tackles in this game, maybe.
I say he gets a sack.
I don't think he does. The Patriots offensive line is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're getting a lot better. So we got no other games to talk about other than BYU today in their bowl game today in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
And they lost.
to UAB 31-28. That was the only college football upset of the day.
Well,
other than Jackson State was today in the Cricket Celebration Bowl, which
Speaking of Jackson State.
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
The number one overall prospect in 2022. Chooses Jackson State.
Yeah, basically.
Decommits from Florida State.
He wore a sweatshirt. He chose over Florida State. Who else did he chose over? Did he choose over?
Clemson, Alabama, all the top schools.
Yeah.
So
but he basically just tossed their hats away, threw the hats across the thing.
Well, let me give you my honest opinion about that.
Go ahead.
He did change the game a little bit.
He did.
But honestly, Jackson State, who watches Jackson State? No offense to them. But they're not a Power 5 school. They're not in the what conference are they in?
You want to know my honest opinion? I think Jackson State's beneath Deion Sanders. I don't even know why he even bothers even coaching there. He should be coaching in the NFL.
I mean, because that's the only college chance you got.
You talk about these useless coaches.
No, honestly, if Deion Sanders gets a head coaching gig in NFL, if he gets an offer,
I think he'd be better on the.
He should take it. He should definitely take it.
I don't know why no one's even thought about even taking it at this point.
Yeah, what conference is Jackson State even in?
I have no idea. I couldn't.
Me neither, because
it's a complete afterthought.
Well, like I said, no disrespect to them. Travis Hunter is changing the game because HBCU school.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But you go from possibly getting all the recognition at Florida State, Alabama.
Yeah, I agree.
To going to a college that no one watches. Yeah. And honestly, right now, people would watch just because Deion Sanders is the coach there.
No, I agree. Yeah, 100%.
And a few weeks ago, they had that horrible IG model. Excuse my language, but Brittany Winner, the PJ Washington role.
It's gonna get old real quick for him. I think Deion Sanders coaches in the NFL again. You know what I think he ends up coaching for?
Honestly, I say Travis Hunter stays there for a year and then probably transfers.
I say yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
A year he'll stay there, but guess where I think he ends up going, Travis Hunter. If he does get
back to Florida State.
No, but I think,
or Alabama.
No, I think he gets drafted in the NFL. I think he does. I think he'll change the game. I think he'll be the youngest NFL player there is.
First of all, no.
I think so.
He wouldn't be eligible next year.
What do you mean?
Do you know the eligibility rules? You have to be at least 20 or 2 years of college experience.
The NFL wants ratings. They're gonna change the eligibility rule eventually. We all know.
Yeah, eventually but they're not going to change it this year.
You never know.
If they did, they probably would have done it by now.
Right, but
there's no way Travis. I remember there was one player before that tried to enter the draft after 1 year. Wasn't it? He was drafted by the Broncos. He was a running back for Ohio State. I forgot.
Oh, I forgot.
Maurice something. I forgot.
I forgot his name too. I can't.
He tried to enter after 1 year.
Right.
He got rejected. Then he entered the next year.
Yep.
Was drafted in the 4th round, but then almost said thank you. But yeah, Maurice Claret, I believe his name was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Maurice Claret.
Yeah.
Like I said, he tried, but it didn't really work out for him. And then he didn't. I don't think he even played in the NFL at all.
I don't think he even made a start.
He didn't make the team. So yeah, like the whole age rule.
But I think to me, here's another way of looking at it. He's a defense. Is he a defensive back or is he a running back? Hunter.
Well, honestly, he plays all over the field, so I feel like he'll mainly be a
But
DB.
I think he'll be mainly a DB.
Yeah.
But I think in 2023, he will enter the NFL draft. They will change the rule by this point. And what's going to end up happening?
Well, he'll be eligible then.
Right.
He won't be eligible next year.
Oh, that's right. I said next year. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. But
2023.
But he'll be 20 in 2023.
Yeah.
He will be in the NFL draft. I think he goes to the New England Patriots. They're going to need a defensive back pretty soon anyway. And I'm not looking, and it's not looking hot right now.
If they don't re-sign J.C. Jackson, yeah, we'll definitely need another DB in the next 2 or 3 years.
I think, honestly, at this point, they're going to sign him because who else is there in the defensive back position?
They gotta. But then again, we know, as Patriots fans, we know our history of not re-signing top players.
I think you have J.C. Jackson on there, and you have that Hunter kid that's on there, side by side. That secondary is going to be tough.
That's the leap.
That's going to be a tough.
Yeah, like I said, you know our Patriots history and us not re-signing top players.
Right.
I mean, look what we did with Chandler Jones. But
look what we did during this offseason.
Look what we did with Stephon Gilmore.
Look what the Patriots did
earlier this year.
Well, Gilmore was past his prime. The difference with Gilmore is when you have a bum knee and your bum leg and you're in your early, like only in your 30s. J.C. Jackson, the difference is right now, I'm pretty sure he's a lot.
J.C.'s like 25, 26 right now.
What I'm saying is it's easier that way to re-sign people like that. But when it's close to your 30s, it's a different story.
Yeah, that's when players start going down.
And
unless you're Tom Brady.
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
or Aaron Rodgers.
What he did was, Brady was, and here's why. He was playing with scrubs in the wide receiving court, and he knew it. And he wanted more money for it. That's why he had a crap out year in New England. That and he tore his MCL, which he played for 2 years.
Then again, look at Tom Brady's history of turning like no-name receivers into stars. Look what he did with Wes Welker.
Well, Wes Welker
was a no-name before that. Then he came to the Patriots, and look, Pro Bowls galore.
Yeah. But the difference was, at the end of the day, though, is I think at the end of the day is that there was no hope for N'Keal Harry. Myers actually had a better shot because he actually out of all of them were better.
And Jacoby and Myers was undrafted.
Exactly.
And
N'Keal Harry, I don't even know.
He'll probably be a number one receiver next year.
I can't figure out how N'Keal Harry ended up being number one, though. I have no idea. He wasn't even that big even in college.
Well, he was a top receiver. It's because he's tall. He was like 6'2", 230. People were comparing him to Calvin Johnson, and we just took him. I was like, "Yay, we finally got a tall black receiver."
Who has no ups though? That's the problem.
Again, we could have had
Calvin Johnson had ups. Look at N'Keal Harry. What kind of ups he has besides?
Let's look back at that draft.
Besides getting up,
we could have had DK Metcalf.
What kind of ups does N'Keal Harry have other than getting up in the bathroom from sitting in the toilet taking a piss because he's not a real man?
Let's look at that wide receiver draft class. Wait a second. Yeah, Mecole Hardman from the Chiefs. How Mecole Hardman went before DK? I will never figure that out. I can't figure that out for life. Yeah, so DK was actually the number one overall receiver prospect. How he lasted to the end of the second round, no one knows why. Well, I think he was possibly injured, but still. Honestly, injuries.
Because you want to know why? Because when you hear school about
injuries can mess up someone's draft spot. Is still the stupidest thing ever.
I know. It is dumb.
Because they'll fall a few rounds, but they still end up being one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 2019 draft class, so it was DK Metcalf was a second-round pick.
Yep.
Pro Bowler. Marquise Brown for the Ravens. Let's be real.
He's good. He's good.
Honestly, Lamar.
He's not in the right fit, though, with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar is a running QB. He'll pass once, but he's mostly a running quarterback.
Yeah. I think
if Marquise Brown was with a QB like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, or Mahomes.
Pro Bowlers. But as long as Marquise Brown's with the Ravens,
yeah, he's garbage.
No,
not garbage.
Same thing with
average, I guess.
Same thing with Rashad Bateman, the first round pick from this year.
Yeah, you got AJ Brown.
AJ Brown,
he's a beast.
He was in a perfect situation with Cam. Yeah. With Tennessee.
And then you got N'Keal Harry.
Hakeem Butler.
But you get our point though. I mean, N'Keal Harry is garbage.
Brady. Hakeem Butler's trash. He was picked by the Cardinals.
He was terrible.
Converted to tight end.
Yep.
Cut. Signed by the Eagles. Cut.
Yeah. Yep. He's garbage. Next.
Next, Paris Campbell, who's actually on the
decent wide receiver.
He's decent, but he's injury prone.
Exactly. He's just
Debo Samuel, who's on the 49ers.
Good.
Really great.
Yep.
Riley Ridley, I believe. He was drafted by the Bears, but I believe he got cut.
Yeah, he sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's a brother of Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
Miko Harmon, who's actually pretty good.
Pretty great, actually. I enjoy his game. Excuse me.
Let's see. We're just going to look at every single receiver.
We're not going to look at every single receiver.
Not almost, but let's look at the number. Kelvin Harmon.
Let's go to Andy Isabella, and that's it. Because Andy Isabella right now is...
Kelvin Harmon, who?
I actually don't
I don't even know who that is, man.
I have no idea who that is.
Andy Isabella, he's on the Cardinals, but I feel like he could be better, but J.J. Arcega-Whiteside for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Another stupid mistake by the Eagles.
Let's not go through the entire wide receiver list because we don't get a lot of time.
See, Emmanuel Hall, Miles Boykins.
Miles Boykin, I completely forgot about. I think he's with the Ravens too. Didn't he get injured?
Yeah, he's on the Ravens too.
Yeah, but didn't he get injured this year and he's out for the year?
Yeah, Darius Slayton. Let's see. Terry McLaurin. He's pretty good on the rest.
On the wrong team.
He's on the wrong team. That's
the problem. Like,
he's putting up great numbers, but he's just
on the wrong team.
I remember when Jalen Hurd out of Baylor was hyped up, but he's been injury prone. Yeah. Look at who else notable on this list.
How many of the list of wide receivers are there?
This is every receiver from the 2019 draft class.
All right, you don't have to go through every single one.
Let's see, Deontay Johnson.
Deontay
Johnson on the Steelers is notable.
The fact that N'Keal Harry is nothing more than glorified trash, because that's what he is.
Yeah. Hunter Renfrow on the Raiders.
He's average. That's stuck with a below average quarterback in Derek Carr.
Terry Goodwin? Nah, don't know him.
Oh,
Travis Fulgham, who was actually the lead receiver for the Eagles like last year. They cut Jacoby Myers.
Who the hell is Jamal Curtis or Custis? Is it Custis or Curtis?
Jamal. I don't even think that player ever played.
Who?
I'm just looking at Noble. Yeah, that's about it.
Who? Exactly.
Other than them, the rest of this receiving group is trash.
Yeah. Let's get into some college basketball talk. PC getting a huge W today at UConn, 57-53. That is a big win for them. I think that takes you know what? I'm sorry, UConn fans, but that takes you out of the top 25 as far as I'm concerned. That's a big home loss you had at home. Back-to-back losses, by the way. You lost to West Virginia early in the week. In my opinion here, PC, I think, is going to be ranked number 19. I can see this right now being a number 19th ranked, probably possibly be number 18th ranked, really, for PC.
Did they update the rankings? I'm going to check.
No, they're going to update it probably Monday or Tuesday. They always do it.
Yeah, but still.
At the start of the
how is Villanova ranked number what?
No,
9?
I'm not even getting that. I'm not even going to get into that rant, but I'm actually going to go back to the college basketball stuff because we got some.
I'm sorry, but the ranking system is so stupid.
Oh, it is 100%.
7-3, and you're the number 9 ranked team, and everyone else in the top 25 has 2 or less losses.
But Gonzaga got a big win back. They won the big classic game over Texas Tech, 69-55. Purdue got a blowout win over Butler, 77-48. Mm-hmm. Duke just beat Elon by 31, 87-56. Duke's ranked number 2. Mm-hmm. USC got their win over Georgia Tech in that same classic that Texas Tech and Gonzaga played earlier, 67-53. I always screw up the name, so I'm not going to bother.
I'll be back in a sec.
Yep. Xavier beating Marquette, 80-71. Kentucky beat North Carolina. Kentucky was 21st ranked, 98-69. Xavier is 22nd ranked. So that may be updated pretty soon.
Always gotta stay hydrated.
Yep. Arizona beating CA Baptist. Arizona's ranked number 8. They got the 84-60 win. And we had at least 3 canceled games because of COVID in college basketball. Oh, that's disappointing.
COVID.
Alabama plays Jacksonville State later on tonight. Auburn plays at St. Louis, and Baylor plays at Oregon. And I'm going to predict this right now because I'm just going to do it just for the hell of it. I think there'll be another number 1 upset tonight that will go down tonight. I think Oregon will beat Baylor. That is my prediction. That is my bold prediction of the night. Baylor's been in beast mode, defensive mode. But Oregon, to me, is a trap game, it feels like. They're at Oregon. I feel like they're more allowed for basketball games really than football games. And they're more of a football,
Oregon?
College. Yeah. I don't really consider them a big-time basketball school. As a matter of fact, I don't even consider URI a big-time basketball school because their fan base, as loud as they are when I go to their games, which they try to be loud. I mean, URI football.
I mean, URI basketball. The great player that came from URI was Lamar Odom.
Yeah. The URI demographic, as far as I'm concerned, is mainly football, in my opinion. It really is. Like, they're all focused on the football games. They get more hyped up for the football games. The basketball games, to me, yeah, they get hyped up for it, but not as much as football. So, to me, this to me is a big night really for
Football's just a different hype sports-wise.
Exactly. But for Oregon tonight, it's going to be a big-time game. They're going to be the defending champions, in my opinion. Or maybe the defending champions hold that team to 40 points. Who the hell knows?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Villanova's playing tomorrow, because I think that – they're not going to play tomorrow. Oh, so sad. So disappointing. Don't really care. Seton Hall had to forfeit their game for Monday to St. John's because they had a COVID outbreak. So that's a new rule of the NCAA, by the way. If they have COVID outbreak,
it's an automatic loss.
It's an automatic loss.
Yeah.
Which to me, honestly, here's my opinion. They could have just done it this way, and this might be a stupid idea. But remember how college basketball used to be a thing for video games? They should have created a college basketball 2K22 game, right? And
have the players play.
And have the players play or not even have the players.
Either that or just take a bunch of random people from their college, put them in jerseys, and have them play.
Exactly. Like you could have done that. There's a lot of things you could have done here.
Take some of the football players, put them in jerseys.
I don't understand, but here's my opinion here. Can someone explain to me why these other games were canceled? Do you mean to tell me that everybody in these schools, like Tennessee and Memphis, Tennessee was 18th ranked, by the way. Canceled. Seton Hall got canceled. So you mean to tell me right now that Seton Hall had to forfeit the Monday game, but they couldn't forfeit the other game? I'm going to tell you right now, and here's my prediction right now, because I doubt that Seton Hall is the only one that's COVID outbreak here. I bet that Iowa has got some COVID issues. I doubt they're not the one that they don't have COVID. They might have COVID too.
Maybe
it's just an ego thing for Rick Pitino because he didn't want to take a forfeit win. He didn't want to take it. So I'm telling you right now, because if they were willing to cancel this game and then cancel and give the St. John's the Seton Hall victory, to me, Seton Hall should stay ranked at number 16. That should not drop them out of the rankings. I'm sorry. No excuse. No excuse in my opinion. That's pathetic. Colorado State and Tulsa got canceled. And let's be honest here, who cares? They'll stay in the ranking too. I mean, let's be real here for a minute. But PC might surpass Tennessee.
PC should.
You want to know why? Because Tennessee's useless. They're a useless basketball team. They're a useless football team. When is the last time Tennessee even did anything for basketball? Let's be real here for a minute. They always get eliminated between the round of either the round of 64 or the 32 portion of that NCAA tournament. I forgot what it was called. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's pathetic. Like, Tennessee's just garbage. And Arizona's the same way, too, because they always find a way to shit themselves in basketball tournaments. But Tennessee blows. But this, in my opinion, was an ego move to get Rick Pitino. And let's be honest right now, they didn't want to give Rick Pitino a forfeit victory. He wouldn't accept that. So he's going to probably make up the fact that they've got COVID, too. I'm convinced of that, really. Unless I know it has a COVID outbreak. And here's, in my opinion, too, just for the hell of it, if they really want to do it this way and make basketball even more confusing, can we just add a tie into this whole thing? Like, let's be fair here for a minute.
If
they all have COVID,
they're never gonna.
But not like ties in a game. I'm talking about ties within like the COVID bullshit rule. Like, they got to cancel their game. Like, think about it. When players are asymptomatic at this point, is there really any proof at this point that they even like get transmitted and get passed along on the basketball courts? There's no proof of it. There's not even a proof of it in the football game.
Yeah.
But you get my point, though. If that team's got COVID and that team's got COVID, it should be a tie. There shouldn't be this forfeit rule bullshit. Because this right here is a pretty good example right now of INO being full of shit and not getting Rick Pitino a forfeit win because it's too big for his ego. Just take the freaking win and shut up. If St. John's could take it, why can't you? I'm just saying. I'm not going to go on a rant about that because right now we're out of time.
Yeah.
Please hit the like button. Please subscribe.
Subscribe. Call the cops.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. You know the drill. You've watched these now, I hope.
Spider-Man.
He's wearing a Spider-Man thing tonight. Patriots, Colts. Watch the game. If you're going to the movies to watch Spider-Man, watch that too. We'll be there tonight.
Yep.
Our whole crew will be there tonight. Till next time, I'm Joseph Alva.
And I am Mike.
Goodbye.
Bye.